Hey there guys, and welcome to the beginning of what is probably going to be one of the craziest, most fun series I've ever done. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me. Today we are starting my space exploration series. So this is a modded series using the space exploration mod and a few other mods, which I'll show you here in a second. So space exploration mod is probably one of the most groundbreaking Factorio mods to date, and I will explain why once we get into the game. So what we're going to be doing is using that mod along with a few others, and on top of that, for base style, we're going to be kind of combining two different styles. Primarily, we're going to be building a grid or block-based factory. When I see those on Reddit and the forums and stuff, they always fascinate me, and I've always wanted to build one. So we're going to be trying to build one, and I'm thinking I may actually do like hexagonal like grids instead of just squares. Someone suggested that, and I think it was a really good idea. And then on top of that, for our first like starter base, not the entire mega base, but just kind of our starter base, I'm gonna try to build pretty spaghetti because people have wanted to see that. Personally, I'm quite tired of just building a bus over and over and over again. So I want to mix it up and do that, but we need to scale it too to go into a mega base. So it's going to be pretty interesting. So let's just look at our mods really quickly here. We are using the AI industry, which is made by the same dev as space exploration. We're using alien biomes, which is super cool. Bullet trails, just for a little visuals kind of oomph. Standard library is required for space exploration. We're using nanobots to give us a little bit quicker of a start, just make things a little bit less grindy. Robot attrition, which is also required for space exploration, and then these two are required for it as well. Okay, so those are the mods we're using. We're not using RSO because it's actually not compatible with space exploration because RSO can't do multiple surfaces. So I've got us started here because the beginning game is pretty slow in general. You guys have seen it a ton of times, and with AI industry, it makes it a bit more interesting and a bit more drawn out. So I kind of got us past this very initial burner stage on stream and stuff. If you want to watch that part, you can check out my VODs on my stream. So what we have here is some stuff being made that you may not recognize, and this is from the AI industry mod. So what this does is basically it just adds a little more complication and steps to some things and changes them a bit. Nowhere near as much as Bob's or something. But for example, like belts and inserters and pretty much any type of machinery like assemblers all require a motor in them. So like belts are going to require a motor instead of just a gear. And the motors take an iron and a gear. And then there's like electric motors, which are used in actually electric stuff, you know, like electric assemblers and, you know, inserters and stuff like that. So they're not that complicated to make, but it's just kind of a, I think, interesting little extra step there. And then on top of that, it adds a bunch of burner stuff, which I think is really cool. You can see here we have some burner labs, which actually look really neat when they're on. I'll throw some science in here. We're not actually... Oh no, we are doing science. So, burner versions of that. There's burner versions of the assembly scenes. You can see these little stacks here. There are these burner turbine generators, which are kind of like early power. You just insert fuel into them, and then they will generate power up to like actually more than 1 megawatt. It looks like probably like 1.5 megawatts, maybe even 2. So it's kind of like a boiler and a steam engine combined, but you have to, they consume quite a bit of fuel. You can see these burner stuff here. It looks pretty awesome. Some fire coming out the top. So there's that. We have, enemies are enabled, but expansion is off. I've also disabled cliffs because I'm done with cliffs, man. I've had enough cliffs. So we have some turrets. I've been attacked a little bit. I cleared some bases, nothing too exciting. And we set up some smelting here. So a lot of smelting. We're going to Megabase. This is going to be expensive. And I've just set up some basic mining, some iron. I've laid out blueprints for smelters here. And then we have even more smelters over here. Because the plan short term is to tap this iron patch and bring it on over here and hook this in. In alien biomes, you can see the terrain is very different. Everything around us. Alien biomes is super cool. It's kind of what I wish the vanilla Factorio map gen actually was. A lot more variety in everything. But we're going to just build kind of spaghetti in our initial base here. And I hope you guys will enjoy that. I want to build spaghetti while still trying to be efficient. Spaghetti can be very inefficient, but there's no reason that it has to be. So we're just going to clear some room here, because like these are obviously right in the way where these belts need to run, so we're not just going to do a standard main bus. We're just going to throw some stuff down. First thing, oh, we don't want burners, my bad. First things first is we need to make a ton of engines, because engines again are required in pretty much all this stuff. And you'll notice that everything here requires the previous version. So like inserters require burner inserters, long-handed require normal, fast require normal. And here we go. Space exploration adds in meteors. So there's a meteor way over here. And these will drop, and they'll damage your factory if they hit it, but they also drop resources. So what is so interesting, I'm gonna actually make a couple things here and then talk, hopefully, while I build, although that usually does not go very well. Let me actually, we had a ton of motors stocked up. There's no reason to be handcrafting these. We also have lights, which I should certainly be making. Okay, so glass. I just researched glass, and I was wondering what it was used for. Lights would be a pretty obvious choice. This guy is out of power. So we have a bajillion engines here. We have 49 there. Let's go ahead and just handcraft a bunch of belt. It's kind of like it, you know, it's not that bad, right? If you had gears handcrafted and then you could just make the belt, it's kind of the same concept. Electric lab, we're making, this is just really quite slow actually. And then this guy, gonna do that. Gonna need probably, let's grab this. So what does this glass take? Let's just look for glass really quick. Requires sand, which requires stone. Okay, well that's easy enough. So, and what is this actually made in? Just nothing? I could probably do it in like an assembler, I'd imagine. But we'll just make a bunch here, and then this can just be done in a furnace. So we'll just throw a little bit in here, just enough to make some lights. There we go, because the lights aren't that expensive. They require 1 glass, so that'll get us quite a few lights. There we go. Okay, so space exploration is pretty much what I would hope and always wanted the Factorio in-game to be, and it's kind of what other mods like SpaceX and Expander Rocket Payloads try to simulate, except this actually does it. So this adds a bunch of stuff. It's gonna look overwhelming. There's a ton of stuff. You can see all these texts, but basically this lets you launch things into space, including yourself, which is an important part. You can launch yourself into space, and then you can build space platforms, which you can build on. You can build spaceships, which you can build in and fly to other planets and asteroids and moons, which you can then build on and exploit their resources and send back to this planet or other planets. And you can get science from space. Like, it is just, it's so cool. It is so cool. And I would spotlight it, but it's kind of like too complicated to spotlight. But it is just absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and start building some engines. And I'm just doing this right here because we're gonna go with some spaghetti. I just want a bunch of engines. We need all this iron. So engines are pretty straightforward. They just need gears and iron. So first things first, I suppose, is some gears. Let's actually grab some iron here. Okay, so let's build. I need to think about this a little bit at least. I'm gonna split this. I'm not building a bus, but what I am doing is splitting this, some for gears, some for the engines, just because otherwise this is not going to work. So let's just build a bunch of gears right here. And what type of ratio would this be? So this takes 0.6 seconds. It's kind of an odd craft time in 1 gear, and this gives us, so it's almost a 1-to-1. Actually, we can just do a 1-to-1. Why not? Close enough. The gears will get a little bit backed up, but that's fine. So we're going to make engines, fast inserters we're definitely going to need, making tons of circuits, of course. This has multiple circuit recipes. One is the wood circuit recipe, which is kind of just for early game stuff, or if you have a bunch of wood, and then electronic circuit, which instead of using iron is using stone, which I've been told by people who know electronic stuff, stone is actually a better insulator, potentially, than iron. I'm not an expert, so I'm just taking their word on it. So we finished the electric lab research, so we can now actually build electric labs, which again, pretty straightforward. We also researched stone walls earlier, which are actually kind of interesting. They look a bit different. They look more like like Age of Empires or Age of Mythology type wall. But it's pretty cool. So let's just go ahead and build this. And then I'm just gonna run, you're just coming right over here, bud. And we're just, this entire line is just gonna be engines. And again, you know, this may not look spaghetti right now, but we're getting, you know, we'll get there because all this is gonna be in the way stuff. So it doesn't just happen overnight. What is navigation satellite view? I'll fry you to hit that. You must, okay, so obviously I have to launch a satellite. That'd probably be helpful. And we're just gonna try to make our way to the actual space stuff. But we're gonna go Megabase here, and that's the other reason I wanted to add an AI industry, because I think that that's gonna add something a little bit different until we get to the space exploration stuff, rather than just being vanilla. We also have iron electric poles, which are the same coverage and distance as small ones. They just have 25 more health, and they cost iron instead of wood, which I don't see much advantage, aside from the fact that they may be slightly less likely to die when I inevitably hit them with my car. But other than that, I think I'm just going to stick to the small ones, normal small ones, until we can get medium. Okay, so this thing is just going to crank this out like crazy. It should be a 1-to-1. And it takes 0.6, and this, okay. And then this guy, so this is actually going to, what we're gonna do, we're gonna, instead of, because these are gonna make really quick, right? So something like this, we're gonna need fast inserters to export these things. We're just gonna export right here, and then next order of business is obviously going to be some circuits. So you, sir, need to actually move. We're gonna have to rearrange our power poles here a little bit. Nothing too crazy, though. One thing I will not be too happy with is spaghetti power poles, although I usually do them that way anyway, just because I'm too impatient to make them pretty. So you... Oh, we actually need, like, both these here, don't we? Damn. Okay, well, that's close enough. Alright, so you guys are just going to head out here. You guys are going to head out here. And we need these to be then turned into other things, like inserters and electric engine motors, so not engines, and belts. So belts would be another good thing to be building here. Let's actually make a couple more assemblers. And then some of these need to be turned into electric engine or electric motors, which require some copper. So this is going to require copper, obviously, again. We'll need to go hook that up, but we'll send these guys over here for some... We'll do some belt. I thought I was going to send this whole line here, but apparently not. Changed my mind. Because we're just going to make belt. Oh. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, so that needs belt. That needs that. Oh, wrong way. What we're going to do is we're going to do a belt thing. We're going to do an underground thing. And then this also requires... motors, belt. Okay, so change of plans. That's going there. This is going here. And then this is going to go here. And this guy's just going to curve out. Boom, boom, boom. This iron is not going to last long. I can tell you that much. We're going to need a lot more smelters. And then making all these circuits is a bit of a pain. So all these require engines. Or motors. I'm going to say engines so many times. Just want to prepare you guys for that. All these circuits. Oh, and the burners. That's the other problem. The dang burner inserters. So when we go to make inserters, we're going to have to make burner inserters too. And then these could actually just long-hand it out into boxes, because these don't actually need to be on a belt at this point. Gonna make some chests. Whoop. Boom, boom, boom. Get some stuff being made here already. And let's just power pull out. But I'm so excited for this, guys. You guys may have noticed I was kind of losing a little bit of my oomph in the last series of Vanilla one. This one, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited, guys. This mod is like everything I've wanted out of Factorio. It's so freaking cool. Alright, so we're just gonna do that. We're gonna cap you at a few stacks. I'm gonna cap you guys at 1 stack each. Put the box in the wrong place, duh. And we need to recap him. And then these are gonna come over and they're gonna make stuff. So we need copper. So what we're gonna do is these first 2 are gonna be, actually this works out perfectly, because these first 2 are gonna be stone. And then this one and this one are gonna be copper. This is gonna be iron. Normally I'd move them so they're all next to each other, but we're going spaghetti. We're just gonna go crazy, guys. So so then these are gonna like be iron, maybe copper down here or something, but we have 2 copper to start with. Let's just make a bunch of furnaces. I would use my nanobots. The problem is, with any type of bots, when you're limited on resources with a ton of blueprint stuff down, they obviously don't go, like, ever to the ones you want them to build. They build everything else. So, I'm going to do this by hand for now. Like, if you have the resources for everything, then obviously it's great. But if you don't, it becomes a bit of a pain, because then they go build like not the specific stuff you want. So I keep having to refuel that, but that's not that big of a deal. We have a ton of engines still. I really need to make this. We're gonna take this guy and we're gonna say you make this. Guess we need another one, huh? You're gonna grab from here. I'm just gonna throw another box down. Because this step is really slowing me down. So we're just gonna do that. I'm gonna throw a tiny bit. It's the wrong thing. You're making this, and then this one. I'll make that. Oh, moved around in my inventory. I'm gonna come here, go like that. We're gonna need some iron. We have plenty of iron. Just did not pick it up. We do have the ability that we have set up power. I just haven't run coal over there. It's a lot to do. Just gonna grab like all the iron. Okay, so I'm gonna handcraft a few more of these while I'm at it. But we're gonna dump some more iron in here and here, and we get 2 sticks per. Okay, that's pretty good. And then you are gonna dump into another box. We need more trees. About to be out of power poles. Can't believe I'm saying we need more trees. Oh. Would help if I actually, you know, put the thing so it could reach. Okay, so there we go. That's just going to make some burners, which will just really simplify the step here. I could automate the normal inserters, I suppose, too, over there. But we're about to do that soon, once we get the copper. And it's not that bad to hand make them when you don't have to do all the prerequisites. The prerequisites are what really slow you down. That noise. It's like, what is that noise? It's the snow. All right. So we have that built. We should have a bunch of belt. I'm gonna handcraft some power poles while we wait. 150 belt, that's not bad. I'm gonna grab just like a couple of these, some of those. That can just crank away forever. And let's go grab these burner inserters so we can be crafting these inserters while we build this. Efficiency. How's this guy doing? It's got 39 coal. It's not very much. 26. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. A little overboard there. Okay, so this is gonna be copper. Let's just get this guy rolling here. Nanobots is a really cool mod, and I definitely plan to use it once I get like materials, enough materials to build pretty much everything that I want to build in a specific area. So we have the coal there. Looks like I'd already built some of these inserters kind of haphazardly. Let's just fill these gaps in here. Oh. I'm gonna need more electric motors, and it looked like we didn't have any. Probably because that thing's out of copper, would be my guess. And these, well, one of these is actually out of copper plate. So we're gonna get like half a belt of copper here while I make the rest of this. That's okay. Okay, so these small power poles are, you know, of course they're frustrating because you have to use a bajillion of them. And your wires get all messy. But it does the job. Just gonna hook these up. All right, lights. I grabbed a bunch of glass, I thought. I wonder how many inserters, I mean, oh, okay, well that answers that question. I was gonna say, how many inserters can this power thing support? And the answer is not as many as I have. This poor guy is struggling. We have another one. It's gonna take more fuel, but I think we're making fuel faster than it's using it. Let's grab those. 7, not great, but that's okay. Let's throw some more sand in here so we can get some more lights going. Alright, this place is dark. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's super dark for you. Oh, let's just throw some lights around this walking area. Okay. Like so. Fitting lights into smelters is a little bit difficult. We aren't really going to be working around the smelters that much. Okay, so we can make some of these. Really, I just want to get, like, some of this going, hopefully. We're going to need more of those electric motors for miners. I can make a few. That is a lot of burner inserters. We're going to need them, though. Okay, so we're going to make some miners. I already have 2. Let's go ahead and tear this up. Our pollution is already pretty crazy. Yeah. Like I said, I've already had to wipe out 2 bases. Do we want to go vertically on this one? We went horizontally on everything else. I still think going... Well, actually, based on the shape of this, I think vertically is actually going to be better. This thing's going to be in the way, but... Let's make another one. Cancel that, make that, there we go. Boom, come down. We are going to need to actually turn on our steam power here. We are using more power than this thing can provide at the moment. Alright, so I know I do have belt obviously sitting down there, but it was fast for me to just handcraft what I need here rather than running down at the moment. Okay, so that's going to feed in. Just need to throw some power on it and we should be good to go with some copper. Then we're going to turn that into copper cable. And then into inserters and assemblers and stuff like that. So this thing is doing okay. Huh, same amount of fuel. Interesting. So many. Okay, so that's done pretty much. A little bit more glass in here. We need some more trees. We're running out of wood. Using a lot of power poles here. Alright. So we've got this. Crunchy snow is going to get me every time. So he's coming down. We can make a few inserters. As long as we get some copper. And this should be a pretty decent amount of copper. I'm going to make 2 more inserters just so we can finish this one set out here. And there we go. Okay, so we have 8 miners there. We have 6 there. That should be fine. I'm going to throw a little bit more coal in these. We could go hook up our steam power. Although these are doing the job. What is pollution on this? 5 a minute. Opposed to 30 a minute from a boiler. It's like way less. Wait. Hold on. This generates 90 kilowatts. This generates, I think, 2 megawatts. Would I not be better off just building a bunch of these and fueling them? I feel like I'm missing something here, guys. Simple but efficient. Yeah, it's more efficient than this. It doesn't need water, it pollutes less, and it creates more power. I feel like I'm missing something, but I think we're just gonna build a bunch of those. And they look really cool too. Okay, let's get some belt. What's our time looking like here? We need to probably end this episode. It's late and I still have quite a bit of stuff to do tonight, so I think I'm gonna end it here, guys. We got some progress though. We got motors being made, belt stuff. Next time we're gonna set up some electric motors and feed them the cable and stuff, and then make inserters off that and the assembler machines and stuff like that, so we can start actually building the base. There's these fuel processors, which lets you make this process fuel, but so far, at least for the coal, it's not really more efficient. It's like 1 megajoule more efficient to do this than to just use coal. So I'm not going to mess with that yet. It may be better for these other ones, but for coal, it doesn't really seem worth it. So once we get our basic products here done, then we're going to start working on science. And science is unchanged, the basic science, aside from the fact that, the materials like transport belt and inserters are going to take the motors and all that. I believe there is actually like special science here somewhere. Energy science, yeah, so there's like energy science pack for this, material science pack, biological, astronomical, stuff like that. So lots to do, guys. I am super excited. I hope you guys are too. Leave any thoughts and stuff you have down below. I'm super excited to see what you guys have to say, and I really hope you're going to enjoy the series as much as I am. So anyway, one of these episodes should go out about every other day. I'm going to do my best. I'm going out of town here this week, so it may not be every day this week, but I'm going to try my very best because I'm just really enjoying playing this. So anyway, take care. Until next time, guys, I look forward to seeing you all, and I will catch you later.